Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building who has more vacation days than all of us put together.
Don't do that.
Yes, Ashanti, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey!
How many vacation days does Ashanti have? You are
God.
always
Don't
on
listen.
damn vacation.
I defended you before you walked in here. I said
Thank
she'd
you,
probably be
Ange.
working, and then when you work, you take a day. And she has a
Exactly.
bathing suit line.
Exactly,
Bro,
thank you.
Bro,
And
she's been celebrating her birthday for 2 months. 2 months.
What's wrong with Now,
But
you know I
Ange,
don't have a problem with that.
But listen, we coming out of a pandemic. You got to celebrate life. So I feel like you got to celebrate your birthday for an extensive amount of time.
I heard you going back on vacation.
I am.
See?
Okay,
She has more
he might be
vacation
right,
days than
Ashanti.
anybody. Goodness gracious. Well, congratulations on winning the Lady of Soul Award.
Thank you.
And also the star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Hey,
Did
thank
they
you,
give
thank
you the
you.
star yet? Did you go out there yet? Or not yet?
No,
When is that?
year?
it's actually happening in April of next year, which is dope because it'll mark exactly 20 years since my first album. So it's a whole 20-year anniversary and the star and all of that good stuff. So
That you're re-recording right now.
hey.
Don't do
And
it.
Irv does not like that you are re-recording your first album.
Ooh-wee.
So break down for people that don't know, why are you re-recording your first album?
So as an artist, when you are in the game for a certain amount of time, you pay your dues and things are supposed to come back to you. When
Correct.
you have a legal team that does what they're supposed to do so that you're able to function and own. So with my album being 20 years old in April, obviously it makes sense for me to go in and re-record so that I can collect my coins. You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily changing the vibe, but kind of just injecting something new sonically into it. And maybe I might put a few features on there, you know, sauce it up a little
But I
bit.
thought after 20 years, I thought you automatically, as an artist, you get your masters back after a certain amount of time in the industry.
You
That's
get
not
the
true?
right to re-record.
Oh.
You get the right to re-record. So what happens is once I re-record that and that's available, then that's what goes to all of the streaming platforms, and then all of those residuals and that money comes to me.
Now, before
Gotcha.
that
You know
what I
happened,
mean?
had you ever tried to negotiate a deal? Because sometimes when an artist first signs, you were only 14,
When I had my first record deal, I was 14. I was signed to Jive.
right? You were signed to Jive, and then you did this deal. So
Well,
sometimes,
actually, like 3 record deals later. But
Oh,
yeah.
damn, it was that
It was
many?
a long. People think that it was just like, hey, I met John, it was on, but no, I had 3 failed record deals. Yes.
right? I knew you had one at 14. So damn.
Yeah.
So Murder Inc. was really kind
Yeah,
of
like number
the,
4, I think.
and that's really where. Did you ever feel like I don't know if this is gonna happen before that?
I did. After college, everyone was like, well, what happened? We thought you were gonna, you know what I mean? So it was a little embarrassing. It was
Did you go
like,
to college?
I did. I got accepted to Hampton. I deferred from Hampton. I got accepted to Princeton on a track scholarship. And it was one other school, but I deferred for like 2 years because I was pursuing music. So I guess, we picked the right thing.
You never negotiated, like she said, you never negotiated to get your masters back from Irv?
Okay. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to slide it. So for me, what I spoke about was giving me my files. So when I'm performing on tour, the band has what they need to collectively create the records the right way, right? So my sounds and my sessions and my music, so we could separate everything and the band could play the records as opposed to playing on a 2-track. So we spoke about that a couple of years ago, and it was an issue. You know what I mean? So I'm just at a real positive
So he
place.
didn't want to give you the files for that.
Nothing.
Right.
I'm at a positive place. I like to keep positive energy around me. I got to protect myself. If other people are not on that wave, I operate on a different vibration. You know what I'm saying? So
It's business.
yeah.
So does he own the masters? Does Irv own the masters?
No.
He said he owned the masters. Didn't he say on a tweet that he owned the masters and it's going to mess up his property?
Well, what I can say is that's a conversation for Universal. Let me take that back and not just jump out the window and say no. Me and John had a very long conversation. Me and John know what time it is, and let Universal answer that, I guess.
Okay, so Universal owns the masters. That's what you're saying between the lines, allegedly. So let me ask you a question. Now, this is just, I'm asking because you guys were a unit. You guys were tight. Y'all went through beefs. Y'all had problems. Y'all rode on everybody. Y'all wrote for teams. Y'all helped other artists blow up. Do you feel like since Murder Inc. you're not a part of Murder Inc. anymore, that it should be a conversation and you should get your masters back just like maybe Ja got his masters back? Do you think because y'all were family, y'all did a lot, and I'm sure there's a lot that you didn't get paid for that you did. Do you think that should be what it is?
See, I've been on a path for a minute now of just being positive. There were several conversations. I threw up mad white flag emojis. I'm about peace. Let's bury the hatchet. There's been an amazing foundation. We'll always be linked musically. We've created history. We've broken records, all of that. So to me, it's kind of senseless that it's at this point.
Right.
But when people are unhappy and bitter and it affects you mentally and some of your judgment. So I've always come from a place of, I'm a Libra. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it. Let's figure this out. This doesn't make any sense. But I can't force anybody. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, a man has his prerogative to do and say what he wants to do. That doesn't mean it's right.
You ain't put Mama Ashanti on it? You ain't put Mama on it? I was on it. She said, I was on it. I had the gag on it. But, I wanted to know because, you are part of Murder Inc. history. So when Murder Inc. does the documentaries and the movie, I'm sure they would want you to be a part of it. But, as an artist, would you want to be a part of it? Because
maybe
you're
not.
like, I'm just asking for mine. What I feel is deserved to me. And if I don't get that, why should I help you out with yours, So
that has to be hard too, because I'm sure you and Ja Rule have a good relationship.
Yeah.
So when he comes to you and he's making that appeal, but then you're like, I don't want to, but Ja.
He's in a weird position. I'm telling you, we had that conversation recently.
Ja's in a weird position with everybody, I swear. With Fat Joe, he's cool with Fat Joe. Fat Joe's cool with, Ja's just in a weird predicament everywhere.
It's crazy. And he was just like, look, you my sister, I love you. That's my brother, I love him. I don't want to be a part of this. You know what I mean? He's like, I'm out. But he also knows what's right. Brother or not, sister or not, right is right. And like I said, we had that conversation, and I'm good, and I'm glad that we're on the same page.
Right. It has to be annoying when you talk about things and you're expressing yourself, and then you don't know if a tweet is gonna come, and then it turns into a whole.
Well, you knew that was gonna come. A
whole
Irv
bigger
was gonna send a
situation.
tweet, do an interview right now. Irv.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's too much. At a certain age, you would think that your mental would be in a different place. You know what I'm saying? Like with this social media, that's forever, So you got to just be careful how you displace your emotions.
What's good about you is I never see you throw shade.
Right, and I could. That's the crazy part.
And I don't, when it comes to a lot of different things and people saying stuff, and you always keep it classy. Go high.
Listen, exactly. You got to go high. And it's just like, I just want to tell y'all,
the
theme music?
Mama said before she came in there, make sure your phone is off. And Mama's phone ain't
on.
Just
right.
And Mama's phone ain't on. She said, Mama said, I got two phones.
But, dang, what did you just say?
We're talking about you keeping it classy and going high.
Yeah, because the thing about it, too, is I can be. I know so much. I know how to hit below the belt. I know all of that. But I choose not to because what's the sense? You know what I'm saying? I'm not benefiting out of any of that. I don't get a high off of trying to put somebody down or exposing the real you. You know what I mean? I'm cool. Like,
you
I'm
ever
in a
type
good
something
place.
and then delete it and be
yes.
like...
Absolutely.
I know what you mean. You'd be like, hold up. Okay, you know what? Don't let me...
Did y'all start recording yet or not yet?
Not yet.
What are y'all waiting for?
Well, I just got off tour.
And do you have to reproduce the records too?
We have the option to.
Okay.
That's the thing. Because there are certain things, the way that I may want to do it, there are certain ways that may involve him, and there are ways to do it that does not. You know what I mean? So obviously, you go with the latter. So there are so many different vibes, but I wanted to wait and kind of get off tour, kind of decompress, and then get that energy, And I want to reach out to a lot of artists also because the idea that I have, I think, is super crazy. So
what's
I
that
want
idea?
it to be right. Well, I'm fortunate enough to have everyone kind of love the first album. So a lot of people are familiar with it. So I kind of, I don't even know if I want to say this because, somebody may feel away and try to throw some salt in the game.
That is true, too.
Let's have that conversation.
That is true, too. That is true, too. And now, I heard you got a book. You signed a book deal.
Yes, with Harper's & Collins. Very excited about that.
Now, the book is going to be what? Talking about your life and everything you signed?
No.
She's like, slow down.
No, that's not that. It's actually a children's book.
Okay.
And it's really, really cool. It kind of focuses on being okay with being different. My name is very different, Ashanti. There's a lot of kids that go through kind of bullying and stuff like that with being different and being weirded out by things that are different. So it's kind of that vibe. And I'm excited about it because clearly my name originates from Ghana. And we're kind of putting an aspect that makes sense to have it come from there. Not there, but have that vibe.
What's the name of the book?
My name is Ashanti.
My name is Ashanti.
Do you meet a lot of people who name their children after you? Or were
Yes,
named
that's
after
the
you?
craziest thing. I literally just saw a comment, I want to say 2 days ago on my Instagram, and this lady was like, oh my gosh, I named my daughter after you. And I think that's like the cutest, most, honorable thing. It's super cool.
Now, I was going to say, back to what MB was talking about earlier, this isn't the first time somebody's done this, though. Like, Taylor Swift has re-recorded. Didn't Jay-Z do it also?
I'm not sure. I don't think Hope did.
Remember when Jay-Z did that live performance? And he was doing it to re-record
Oh, okay.
his album. I
Okay.
thought that's what it was for. So this is not, like, unheard of. So I just
Right.
want to put that out there. This is
Absolutely.
something that happens in the business.
Absolutely. It's not unheard of. It's not a disrespectful thing. It's not about trying to take away from something. It's about growing and maturing and understanding ownership is important. You know what I'm saying? And being an artist in the game this long, you would think somebody is happy and wants to help you move forward and push your ball forward and the whole family celebrate. You know what I mean? Like, for me, that's what makes sense. You know?
Right, because I would applaud you for wanting to get your money and support that. And I feel like he's made a lot of money, too. from that.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
it's not like
Like,
you signed and
what are
then
you
the
doing?
next day, but it's been 20 years.
20 years, bro. Like, what?
It seems like it's been a resurgence of Ashanti in the last, I would say, 5 years.
And
Do you feel that? And
you know what? I do.
what do you think it's from?
God's timing, God's plan. There's been so many things I don't talk about a lot. There've been a lot of things that have happened behind the scenes. It forced me to grow. I do